go. Don't have that pointing straight at the camera. Might work a little better. How's everybody doing out there tonight? What's everybody doing? Where are you at? Why are you there? Me? I'm sitting in this truck, live from the Peterbilt studio. Let's see what's going on with everybody. Let me make sure the volume's down on this thing. The volume is modulated, proper modulation. Let's see here. Go there. Where's my live show at? Oh, I got one person in the house. Who's in here? Let's see what we got here. Got one person in the house. Who's in here? Let's see what we got here. Got one person. A lot of background noise. The APU is running. I'm not sure the headset's connected either. I mean, are we doing this through the headset? I have no way of knowing, to be honest with you. Yeah, when you do them on the YouTube, I really have no way of knowing. The bunk heater's running wide open. Winter has arrived in the Midwest. Now, you know, I know we're not like full-blown winter right now. You know, this is just a little taste. It'll probably be 70 degrees next week, you know, for a day or two, you know, just to get everybody, you know, all stopped up and snotty-nosed and whatnot. You know how it does. But been a cold one today, Midwest. I started my day in Iowa, place to stay. We made it to Illinois. I went from Iowa to Illinois. Covered about 400 miles today. Got me about 8 hours of trucking left to do tomorrow. Need to truck about 8 hours tomorrow. So we are going to be up bright and early in the morning. I can't do a long live show. I just want to hop in and see what everybody's doing. 32 people in the house. Everybody hit that like button for me if you could. On the YouTube live shows, all you got to do is double tap that screen and that'll give me the like. I'd much appreciate it. A lot of comments already. Gene Scott's in the house. Chris made it in. That one guy's in the house. Late night 2000 Timulus. Sorry, I can't read. Hollywood's in the house. Damn, is my eyesight getting that bad? I think it says 10 East Georgia. Let me read off of this phone where I can actually see something. Going blind, folks. Going blind real quick. Losing my eyesight like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, 10 East Georgia bound. There we go. Georgia bound. I was like, I-10 in Georgia. That was kind of throwing me off a little bit there. Good Sunday evening. Yeah, good Sunday evening. Is the AI generated trucker Paul Harris? Yes, I am an AI generated truck driver, that's for sure. Hollywood says, what's up, Step Daddy Cash? Not much. Live from Dallas, Texas, coming in from Dallas. All right, good deal. Good deal. That one guy says, sounds good. Thank you for that. Barry made it in. Say it ain't so. A little bit. Yeah, I'm done trucking for the day. I am done for the day. I will pick it up bright. Well, hell, the sun won't even be up when I start in the morning. We gonna start so damn early. But I don't know. I shut her down. I was gonna keep rolling. And I stopped here. I had some stuff going on at the house I had to figure out. I got a bad wheel bearing on Mama's car. I'm a little pissed about it, I'll be honest with you. The mechanic, I had the rear brakes done on that truck last week, and I specifically said, check the wheel bearings. Nobody does their job anymore. Nobody does. So, get a call a minute ago. Hey, wheel bearings are, the something's wrong with the truck. And I'm like, it's a wheel bearing. I already know what it is. I knew it was bad last week when we did the brakes. That's why I told the damn mechanic to check the wheel bearings. You know, it's just like, you know, and he's like, oh no, them wheel bearings are fine. And I'm like, they don't sound fine, but whatever. You know, and he comes back, you know, and says it's a 2-hour job. I said, is it a 2-hour job if you've already got the brakes off of it? You know, if you're replacing rotors, you know, so you got to take the calipers off and the rotors off. You know, we're fucking halfway into doing wheel bearings at that point. That's why I said check the wheel bearings. So he's gonna cut a deal on it because you know, he tells me those wheel bearings weren't that bad when I checked them. I was like, wheel bearings don't go bad in 5 days, bro. Like, no. I think what it was, I think he forgot to check the wheel bearings, and then here we are. So he's gonna give me a break on the labor, which, you know, I mean, let's face it, you should, because you know, if you would have done it when you had all of it took apart last week, when I asked you specifically to check the wheel bearing. But I don't know. I won't be using them anymore after this. It annoys me when people don't do their job, and then I have to stop doing my job and stop making money so I can stop and deal with everything. You know, it just annoys me. It's like, oh, just a wee bit of, you know, do your damn job go a long way. So anyway, dealing with that this afternoon. Stopped and just decided, hey, it'd be better off the hour that I've been sitting here dealing with that. Just count that as part of my 10-hour break. So here we are doing a little quick live show. If everybody could smash that like button for me, I much appreciate everybody coming in. 59 people hanging out tonight. Thank you very much. Chris says, can you hear me? LOL, yes, I can hear you. I told my son earlier, I said, you got to take a shower, bro. I can smell you through the phone. And he was like, really? And I was like, no, I can't smell you through the phone. I mean, hey, give Samsung a few years, maybe they'll have that technology. They don't have it now, though. Quinn says, sound good. Thank you very much. Mind your helm made it in. All is working. Paul Harris says, the sound is okay. The background sounds are minimum. Okay, yeah, I got the bunk heater going wide open right now. I sat here in the cold and windy weather with no bunk heater on, and it got cold in here real quick. I'm gonna have to get my humidifier back in the truck. That bunk heater dries me out at night like you would not believe. And I'm not trying to catch a cold. I'm not trying to get super dried out and catch a cold. So that's what we're doing here. Thank you. John says, I need fuel. Can I use your code? Yes. Sign up with my Mudflap. Has anybody else noticed fuel has been going up for the past 3 weeks like nobody's business? Whew. I got fuel today for $3.24 a gallon in Illinois. I wish. In Iowa. I bought fuel in Iowa for $3.24 per gallon. Mudflap. Got that on Mudflap. Hunter Pre Brown says, greetings. I'm in Virginia at the Petro White's truck stop on my way to Jersey in the morning. Woo, got to get up early and get to Jersey. Come on. I am not jealous of that run. I tell you that right now. Chris says, how about that bonehead mother trucker beef? What a joke. Oh, I ain't seen nothing about that. Are they beefing? I believe they would be beefing. Mind your ham says it's cold in southeast Minnesota tonight. Yeah, buddy. I'm in Illinois, and we're at 29 degrees right now. I think that's where we're at. Yeah, 29 degrees. Central Illinois. 29 degrees, 26 mile an hour wind. Feels like 15 degrees out there tonight. Whew. Damn it, Bobby. That's a cold one right there. Everybody try to stay warm out there. You know, do your best. It's that time of year. I dug out my my stocking hat, my boggin, as we used to call them in the South, my boggin. I know it's like toboggan or whatever, but in the South we call them boggin. Anybody else call them boggins? Let's see. Way behind on comments, I think, here already. Let me get caught up. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Glad to be here. Always a pleasure to hear from you, bro. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Big people in the house tonight. 66 people. Bunch of rock stars in the house tonight. Double Down Trucking's in the house. I love the winter because my AC is out. Winning, am I right? Winning. My AC compressor belt on my APU is squeaking like crazy when I start the AC, but I'm like, hey, it's wintertime. Why would I deal with that? Right? Why would I want to mess with that now? We'll save that for next spring, I'm telling you. White's in Raffine. Yeah, White's in Raffine. I know that place. Canadian trucker made it in. He made it down to New Hampshire. Paul Harris says Illinois. Yeah, Illinois. Chris says, hell yeah, I'm over the mountain from you. Loves Lamour. Loves Lomour. Yeah, I like that Loves down there. It ain't a bad Loves, I'll be honest with you. Grumpy Truckers drinking Red Bull and watching reruns of Doogie Howser. Doogie Howser. I ain't seen Doogie Howser in a long time. I've been watching the Drew Carey show here lately. They've posted the Drew Carey shows, full shows on YouTube, all the seasons in order. I'm about halfway through season 3 on the Drew Carey program right now. So that's pretty cool. I hadn't seen those in a long time. Trucking with Fly Rabbit made it in. What's up? Bring Trucker Monkey back. Yeah, I need to dig Trucker Monkey out. I cleaned him off my dash. I cleaned off my dash real good. I used to leave him up here, but it made a bunch of rattling noise when I would go down the road. So I got everything off my dash except my successful trucking glasses. Trucking made successful. Maybe that'd help my vision a little bit if I ever wore these. There we go. There we go. I'm not required to wear these by law, but boy, my right eye is getting pretty bad. I got to be honest with you. I should probably wear these more often, especially when I'm on the internet. Puts a lot of strain on my eyes. Let's see if it helps me read comments any. I still got to squint. I still got to get squinty with it. Censored Every Day says, I'm watching reruns of House MD. I like watching that show too. That's one of those shows I didn't watch when it was on air, but I catch it on the reruns a lot. And it's not a bad show. I like that House show. I can't watch a bunch of them in a row. You know, like if Spike TV decides to run 27 episodes in a row, I get a little tired of it. But about once or twice a month, maybe I like catching one of those, you know. I'm big on old shows. Like I like Gunsmoke. I like Bonanza. I like The Rifleman. I like old shows like that, like old westerns. So yeah, that's what I like doing. Let's see. About to do reefer pork for Hogan. There we go, regional. Hope it's only 2 to 4 stops a day. Not bad, not bad. Chris is in the house. Too small, getting smaller. Come on. Paul says, I'm off till Wednesday. The flatbed life working in construction. There you go. There you go. Lots of that going on these days. You ain't running out of work no time soon. One says, bad weeds never die. Let's go, champs. There you go. Trucker Fly Rabbits in the house. Make sure Trucker Monkey has good steer tires. Yes, I will do that. I will do that. If you guys don't know, Trucking with Fly Rabbit's got a channel. Go check out Trucking with Fly Rabbit. Very sensible guy. Barry's in the house. Says mechanics are basically parts changers these days. Yeah, that's really all I want from a mechanic, is change out the parts. And honestly, I think back on this, I should have just had him do the rear wheel bearings when he was doing the rear brakes. It would have cost me about the same amount of money, honestly. It's like by the time I pay the double labor, I could have got the wheel bearing for free, basically. It's like, so it's whatever. Baby mama's truck it's getting a little age on it. It's getting some miles on it. I've been doing a lot of work to that truck, but it's just cheaper than a car payment. It's like, like I did the brakes, the last time I did brakes, that was like, with rotors and labor and everything, that was like, that was like close to $1,000. Them rotors are not cheap on that damn thing. It's a big ass truck though. I mean, it's got like all-wheel drive V8, so it's what it is. It's what it is. Probably gonna have to do snow tires on it again this year. I put snow tires on it last winter, but I didn't change them out in the spring. I just left them on there, and it's what it is. It's what it is. I'm doing a little research. Is it cheaper to just put snow tires on every winter versus have snow tires and then go buy a secondary set of tires and have them changed out in the spring and the fall? I don't know if it's worth the extra effort, honestly. Because by the time I buy a second set of tires, then I got to store them. They take up space in the garage. And then I got to load them up in the truck. I got to take them up to the tire place and have them taken off and put on. And I'm like, I don't know if it's worth the extra effort. I could get a set of snow tires for that thing for right around $1,000. Like I got the Michelin winter snow and ice on there right now, and they're like $1,100-$1,200. It's like, I don't know. Let's see. Censored every day says automotive repair is a nightmare. I do my own repairs. Yeah, I like doing most of my own work as well, but I got a mobile mechanic that comes and does a lot of the stuff, and it's cheaper than taking it to a shop for like just changing out parts. Like, if you got to have something major done, you got to take it to a shop. But I got this mobile mechanic that just kind of he's pretty good. He comes out same day most of the time. I can just call him and say, here's what I got, and most of the time he can schedule the same day, if not the next day, and he gets a crazy good discount on auto parts. So he brings a lot of value just on the fact that he can get the parts for about half the price I can. So that helps. But yeah, automotive repair is tricky, especially if you don't know what you're, like if you're just calling up the mechanic and saying, hey, I got a problem, it's like, ooh, most of the time when I call, I've already diagnosed it. The next thing on that truck is probably going to be a good tune-up. I probably before, maybe after Thanksgiving, somewhere in there, beginning of December, I would like to have a good tune-up done on that truck. Have spark plugs, oxygen sensors, just a few things like that. Help prove the fuel economy on that thing, because it does not do good. It gets like 14 miles per gallon, but hey, Asian lady driving a big V8 truck, so look out, everybody. Oh man, how much blinker you need to get over 8 lanes? None. Good luck, everybody. 100 people around says, yeah, I had to get 2 steers on my semi. One of them started exposing steel, and it's not wise to run one new steer and not the other one. As long as my steer tire is, as long as it's got good tread, I don't mind having one new one, one old one. Always put the new one on the right side though. And one of the big things too is get your steer tires rotated. I know a lot of people never rotate steer tires. If you will rotate steer tires about every 30 to 40,000 miles, they will last a lot longer, because that right one's always going to wear out faster. It just is. And it doesn't cost much. Last time I had it done at Love's, it was $36 to rotate steer tires. It's well worth the money. Well worth the money. But yeah, I like to get my steer tires at the same time. But, you know, that comes with, you got to have them rotated, you know. Nevada Maverick says, maybe he didn't understand English. Oh, hey, that's a big problem we got going on these days. Slamuel is in the house. Do you collect La Boo Boo? No, I was at a truck stop in Texas the other day that actually sold those. I was at Duke's down there in Mount Vernon. The new TA Express, used to be Duke's. They sold those, but no, I don't collect those. I collect $100 bills. $100 bills, y'all. I like $100 bills and pre-owned Toyotas. What are things I like to collect? $100 bills, pre-owned Toyotas, and gold coins. I like gold. PG Beats in the house. What's up? Barry's in the house. He says, hey, let DIY handle the wheel bearings for you. Yeah, I ought to take it over to DIY and let him do it. This was not on the semi. This was on Mama's SUV. So, yeah, it's what it is. How's the reefer spot market treating you? Doing pretty good in reefer spot market right now. I try to stay off the spot market as much as I can, but it's okay. There's certain areas and you never know. It might be good one day, bad the next, but that's just freight in general anymore. Technology has really made the freight market very fickle, I guess you would say. A fickle freight market. Say that 10 times really fast. Zach says, if another driver works for $1 per mile, should you do the same? No. You should always try to earn as much money as possible, in my opinion. Always try to make as much money as you can. You're not always in control of how much money you make. Sometimes market forces will control that, but you should do the best you can, I think. Beer Gut Boomers in the house, heading out Monday night. There you go. Red Crawler flip-flops are tough, are rough in winter. Yeah. I seen a guy. Where was I at? I was in a Quick Trip in Iowa this morning, and I seen a guy in sandals in there, and I'm like, the wind chill was like 10 degrees outside. It was literally, 30 degrees with a 30-mile-an-hour wind, and the guy's in there in sandals, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you can't tell me your toes aren't cold. There's no way you can lie to me right now, and I believe it, that you could say, nah, my feet feel fine. My feet feel fine. You know they don't. Christopher's in the house. Says, you're cold in the Midwest, and it was freaking 88 degrees in South Florida today. I was roasting. Yeah, 88's too warm for me. I'll start sweating at that. Alcohol defrosting, yes, for sure. Beer Gut Boomer says, I work for 94 cents a mile on a W-2 as a company driver with free health care. Damn, there you go. Tito's and sodas in the house. What's up, Cash? Greetings from hot Atlanta. What's up down there in hot Atlanta? I'll probably be down there later this week. I just got a feeling I'm heading that way. I just got a feeling. Paul Harris says, I used to have both windows open a crack when using bunk heater. It was nice when the snow blew in. Very refreshing. Damn it, boy. Yeah, damn it, boy. Alex wants to know opinions on the Paccar MX engines. I think they're good engines. They're like all heavy-duty engines. They've got certain things. They got their own little quirks. But overall, I think it's a good design engine. Its fuel economy is good. It's pretty dependable. It's like everything else. There's good and bad in everything. But I think it's okay. I wouldn't hesitate buying one. I hope my next truck is a Paccar. I hope I can get one of those little skinny nose Peterbilt 579s. But we'll just have to see. About got this truck paid off. I think I'm 11 payments away on this truck. So, in pretty good shape on this truck. Definitely not underwater. I would say I probably owe 15,000, 16,000, somewhere in there on this truck, give or take a little bit. I could look up my payment schedule and see, but I know what it is. The payments less than 1,500 a month, and I owe 11 of them. So, you know, let's call it $16,000, 16.5 maybe at the most. So if I get ready to trade this truck in, I'm going to have some value in it. You know, say it's worth $20,000 to $25,000 when I sell it. I'll roll that into a new truck. You know, that's usually what I do. I try to take the value and just roll it in. Let's see. Reeves says $2.86 here in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's a damn good price. $2.86 a gallon. That's pretty good for Corpus Christi. Beer Gut says no to paccar. Yeah, that's, you know, everybody's got their opinions. Graham says, how do you winterize your airlines? My trainer was pouring alcohol into the glad hands, a cap full at a time. I don't do nothing to winterize my airlines. I have an air dryer on the truck. I change that coalescent filter on that once a year, and I don't worry about my airlines. I've been operating in Minnesota for years now, and I've never had a problem with airlines freezing up or anything like that. I just, not for me. I just don't need any of that. Red Crawler, it's 28 in Nebraska. Whew. Yeah, it's getting cold out, I'm telling you. George says it's going to be cold tonight in Southern California, down to the lower 60s. Damn, better get your sweater out for that one. That's cold in Southern California. Beer Gut Boomer says no LTL team shuttle, Atlanta to Shreveport and back. There you go. There you go. Chris says it's supposed to drop to 26 overnight in Clifton Forge, Virginia. Winter blowing in overnight. Yeah. I was looking, Indiana was having some snow earlier. I wasn't trying to catch that. I'm going to hang out where I'm at and let all that blow away. But it's that time of year. Got to keep an eye on that weather map for sure. Paul Harris says they call them beanies for those knitted caps. Okay. A beanie. Hunter P. Brown says my boss has QT fuel cards along with Triumph fuel cards. He said use QT when available. Fueled up earlier. $2.99 a gallon outside Nashville. Triumph card limited to TA Petro. I hate it. Yeah, that's pretty cool getting a fuel at the QT. A QT fuel card. I might need to look into that. QT was beating the pump price. Or QT's pump price was beating my discounted price a couple weeks ago. I think I was down in Missouri. I ended up stopping at the QT, and I was like, well, damn, might as well just get it here. You know, pay the credit card or pay cash and just get it here. I buy a lot of my DEF at the QT as well. Beer Gut Boomer says we get 5,980 miles a week. I drive west. We drop and hook relay with a driver from Dallas and Boogeyman back to Atlanta, offering overnight service Atlanta to Dallas. There you go. 1 day turn. That's money. Mad Max in the house. Hey, buddy. Why every time you fart it smells like condoms? You need to get that checked out, brother. Yeah, I don't wear condoms. I eat them. You know, for a snack. I like to chew on them like gum. That's probably why. But yeah, I wouldn't dare wear one. Shit. What am I, a sailor? Beer Gut Boomer raised in Jan to 96. There you go. 96 cents a mile. Good job. Rafael says, no background noise that I can tell. Okay, good. Yeah, I know sometimes that APU, you can hear it in the background. Like if you're listening on your radio and you got the volume cranked up real loud, you can hear that APU going wide open. So I appreciate it. Chris says it's about the pee jugs. Woo, yeah, get you a fresh pee jug. You don't want to keep a pee jug around too long. You know, pour it out, throw it in the trash, get you a new one. Just saying. Just saying. Bear Gut Boomer says no line bifocals for the win. Yeah, these are just regular glasses. I don't think they have any bifocal to them. Looks the same either way. Paul Harris says, speaking of Drew Carey, you look like him in those specs. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I got a very Drew Carey look. I love the Drew Carey show. The way they rip on each other on there, man, that is so good. That is such good stuff. Chris says, Drew Carey, ROFL, get them. German Fly Rabbit, those glasses make you look Ukrainian. Yeah. Where's my coffee mug at? Trucking is scary. Trucking is scary. Would anyone like to hear me regurgitate freight waves? Let me put a TV up in here and run freight waves on it, and I can sit around and go, get rid of your reefers and get flatbeds. Trucking is scary. Trucking is scary. Get a flatbed. Woo! I rip on anybody and everybody. Nobody's immune. Chris says, a freaking Price is Right cash. Yeah, I like the Plinko game. Come on, what's your favorite game? Plinko. Chips, Ponch, and John, that's for sure. I miss that show. When I was a kid, man, that was one of my favorite shows. Chips. Used to love that show. Come on, Sunday afternoon. Never missed an episode. Chris says, maybe you wear those, you crashless cash. Yes. Russell Freight Services in the house. What's up, bro? Ain't seen you in a while. Says, got to get towed tomorrow while in a snowstorm in Kentucky. Turbo is going out at 5:31 on a 22 Pete 579. Damn it, Bobby. Shit, damn it, Bobby. Boomer says, in my 4th day of CDL training, and the 90-degree back is kicking my behind. Getting there, though, yeah. I give you some unsolicited advice on 90-degree backing, okay? Number one, you got to pay attention to where the back of the trailer's at. But the most important thing is where your trailer tires are at. That's your pivot point, not the back of the trailer, unless your tandems are all the way back. But watch where your trailer tires are. Pay attention to that angle of the truck to the trailer angle. And that's the most common sense thing I can tell you. Yeah. And it's as simple as turning a wheel. If the trailer needs to go, one way, go ahead and start turning the wheel to get it to go that way. It's like, it's just what it is. But you'll learn it. Practice makes trucking. If you've had no experience back in a trailer, it's intimidating. It is. So just stick with it. It'll come to you. David says, paused my Hallmark movie for you, Cash. Oh, man, I appreciate that. That's good stuff, pausing a Hallmark movie. Chris says, I didn't know Cash, Drew Carey, and DIY were brothers. Yes, that's for sure. Paul Harris says, weekly recap. Do them with those glasses. Call is Freight is Right. Yeah, the Freight is Right instead of the Price is Right. Beer Gut Boomer, stick with it, Boomer. Get all endorsements, then look for LTL jobs. All right, I can't disagree with that, honestly. If you like trucking at night, LTL's good money, damn good money. You don't have to do LTL at night, but I'm just saying, if you can get used to running overnights, LTL's got some money for you. They do. Chris says, call it Cash is Right. Hey, I tell everybody that. T Hill's in the house. What's up, T Hill? Thanks for coming in. This is good evening, everybody. Want to buy a gently used truck stop? Uh-oh. What's going on there? A gently used truck stop. Paul Harris says, are they really brothers? Have you seen either in the same room, DIY and Cash? Yeah, we brothers, that's for sure. Bear Gut Boomer says, there is a YouTube channel of a Saya driver, age 22, running Chicago to Des Moines 5 nights a week. 644 miles round trip. He started as a forklift driver, then a yard driver, then a truck driver at age 21. Damn it. Damn it, Saya. Almost went to work for them one time. Not a bad setup. Paul Harris says the rims for the car was $1,000 plus the cost of the rubber. Damn it. Well, it's hard to find winter tires. Her SUV's got 22-inch tires on it. And it's hard to find winter tires that are 22-inch. It's getting a little easier because a lot of pickup trucks are starting to come with 22s. But, yeah, it can be a beast. Can be a beast. Beer Gut Boomer, home every day. Yeah, hey, if you want to be home every day, LTL's a good way to do it. Beer Gut Boomer says that guy's making $561 per night. Damn. Money. Paul Harris says, I put snow tires on my car. Damn, the tire noise is redonkulous. Yeah, I noticed that as well on her car. A lot of tire noise, but in Minnesota, you gotta have snow tires. I mean, you just gotta. Mind Your Helm says, get your tires siped. Cheaper than snow tires. Discount Tire does it. Okay, I'll have to call and check on that. I'll have to call and check. Beer Gut Boomer says, factory sipes are usually better money. Okay, better but money, yeah. Blizzax, yeah, I had Blizzax on that, or went to put Blizzax on her truck, but her truck weighs too much. They don't make Blizzax that are weight rated for her truck. So I had to go with the Michelin Snow and Tire. Got to have a heavier weight rate. And that damn truck is heavy. So yeah, I like Blizzax, but now I just go with the Michelins because they're weight rated better. I thought semis don't have spark plugs. No, semis do not have spark plugs. I'm talking about my baby mama's SUV, not my truck. Doing spark plugs and oxygen sensors and everything. Paul Harris says, if you have a good mechanic, keep him close. Clipper than Fate Trucking off. Who is Fate Trucking? I've never heard of that. Or is that fake trucking or freight trucking? I don't get it. Are you talking about a car? Yeah. We're talking about a baby mama's SUV. Legends in the house. Hello from Tennessee. What up? DF says, what kind of APU do you have on your truck? I have a thermoking. What is that called? Dang it, I can't remember. It's got the name right on the front of it. It's a tri-pack Evolution, I think. Evolution. Mr. Kenny's in the house. Hey, just got out of the shower. Put some clothes on. Paul Harris says, I don't get you, Cash. A southern boy living in Minnesota. What's the deal? Because that's where my baby mama's from. You know? What you won't do for a woman, write it on a list. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, country boys from Tennessee don't know how to act when a tall Korean girl walks into their life and says she wants everything. You say, yes, sir. DIY Shimmy's in the house. Did you get those glasses on President's Day sale? I had them delivered on a flatbed, that's for damn sure. Delivered on a flatbed, DIY in the house. DIY with the jokes. Battle Zones in the house. Chicago snow. Yeah, I got some snow in the Midwest today. Let's see. Charles says, I just got here and you're saying you eat condoms. I think I go to another chat room. Yeah, you do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. I say I chew them like bubble gum. Because I sure as hell don't wear them. Sterling Wheels in the house. Never done trucking. Oh, I'm done for today. There will be no more trucking today. That's for sure. That's for sure. Creepy Bushman's in the house. One of my favorite all-time channels. Long time since I caught a live. Yeah. I still enjoy the Creepy Bushman. Great YouTube channel. I love it. I do love it. I am going to hop off here, though. I feel like I'm losing my voice, and I need to get to bed. But thanks, everybody, for stopping by. On the way out, if you could, smash that like button for me. If you're not a subscriber, think about it. And Sterling Will, thanks for being a channel member. Thanks to all my channel members for coming in today. You are appreciated. If you just double tap that screen for me, everybody, that gives me a like. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day tomorrow. Happy Monday to everybody. I'm out of here before I lose my voice. Thanks for coming by.